here and we're looking for a place, because you're not from here, right?
I'm from Atlanta.
From Atlanta. Were you thinking about practice space? Was that part of your apartment search?
That's funny. No, it wasn't.
No, not at all.
No. I figured I would just find a place to practice. I mean, I could be practicing in the middle of the floor and it would be fine for me. I'm lucky enough to have this great big table, which is a great space for me, and that it fits nicely within the layout of my room.
Right.
But when I was looking at apartments, I wasn't necessarily thinking, oh, this would be a great practice space for me.
Right. And then you weren't concerned about like how loud you are?
No, I've never been concerned about
No.
that. In undergrad, I lived in an apartment complex, and I would play all the time. Within reason, of course. You know, I didn't get up at 5 in the morning and start my scales or whatever.
Right.
And then I lived in a house with fellow musicians, so that wasn't a problem. But yeah, no, I've never worried about that, and I've never got a complaint. And so far, I even had a guy down the hall say that he likes listening to me.
That's so sweet.
This is my read desk, obviously. Sometimes I have a tendency to put my computer on it if I need to do some homework or something like that. But for the most part, I like to have this be my space. I still find that I'm sharpening my knives enough, which is good.
How often do you have to sharpen your knife as an oboist?
All the time, pretty much. Anytime you scrape on the reed, you should...
Like almost every time you use it then?
Yeah. Because you want it to be as sharp as possible. Because we're dealing with such minute amounts of cane. That,
I remember thinking that when I was a kid, picking out what instrument, I wanted the lightest thing. And
who did not?
Well, I picked the flute first.
Oh, okay.
The first in 6th grade, we were allowed to pick our instrument, and I picked the flute, and that was totally the lightest instrument, with even the possibility of going to the piccolo, you know, which would literally be, you know, the lightest one. But no,
It wasn't meant to be.
that wasn't meant to be.
No. All right. Well, if you want to hear more about my reeds.
Oh yeah, take me through your tool bag.
This is my tool bag. I've had it for quite some time now. It's a double pocket one.
Nice.
This is my needle oiler for my oboe.
So then, this is kind of a collection over time. You didn't just get all this at once.
Yeah, no. And I think that's typical for a lot of people. I did, when I got into college, for my undergrad, I did purchase a lot of items at that time to have a ground level of what I needed before going to school. But then, you know, over the years you buy things and stuff. So these are my little, they're pliers, and I use them for whenever the reed is still sealed shut, to pinch it down and make sure that it's going to close and have a nice good seal all the way up.
Okay.
So these are very helpful, and these are not even that old. They're maybe a year old. But they are a good investment, and they're $4. Then I have my ruler. You always have to have a ruler because measurements are very important. I like to write on my reed, so I have a Sharpie.
Okay.
I write down what cane it is and the radius gauge, and I put nail polish on that one because it was it came undone a little bit on the bottom.
Can you see the sparkle in it? Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have your cork grease. Then here's my radius gauge. And this one looks different than a lot of them because it's circular, but I like it. And I like how it's shallow and I can fit, I think the tube cane fits better in this, and you see a better representation of the cane that you're getting. Because some of them are too high and the tubes won't fit when they actually do have a good side on them. Then here's my knives and my mandrels and my shaper tip and shaper handle.
Okay. And now, are you like brand loyal to anything specifically? Do you try to collect all the same? I know for bassoons, like some people are, I want all my stuff to be Rieger or.
Well, like for my shaper tip, I have used a Mac Pfeiffer for the longest time.
Okay.
I've tried other things and they work okay, but I just always come back to the Mac Pfeiffer, and it's mine. I have it. But as far as the knife brand or whatever, no, I don't really care about that. I have a Landwell, a Cherokee, and then, you know, just random knives.
Right.
But I have 4 knives. 1 double hollow ground, 2 wedge, and what's the name of the other one?
Beveled hollow ground?
Beveled hollow ground.
Our camera woman today is Elena. You should peek over there real quick. She's also an oboist at CMU, and we are very thankful for her today. Yeah. And every other day.
I have some mandrels too. This was the very first mandrel that I ever got.
How old were you?
10th grade?
What was your favorite food back then?
I was telling someone today that I've been stuck on mashed potatoes for a really long time.
Mashed potatoes.
I used to say when I was little that if I had to have a food every day, I would have mashed potatoes. Like,
But
when
like-
you ask those questions.
Yeah, yeah. Oh.
I still love strawberry pretzel salad.
Strawberry pretzel salad.
Yeah. Have you ever had it before?
No. Is it just a salad?
No.
Oh. What is it made?
It's butter and crushed pretzels on the bottom.
Okay.
Like,
so like a
you know,
crust.
Like a crust, yeah.
Okay.
And then a mixture of whipped cream and cream cheese
Okay.
with some sugar. It's called salad.
It's really
like
nice.
a Jello salad. You know,
Okay,
when you,
okay.
you know.
Is there jello in it?
Yeah, there's
Oh,
strawberry
wait.
Jello on top,
Okay.
and then it's just so good. Over here, I just got a few things out. We have razor blades. There's razor blades over here, right here. These are my plaques. I have 3. I mainly use this one the most. But this is a contoured plaque, and I find this to be useful whenever I really want to get a good delineation within the tip and for knowing really where there are chunks of cane still on the tip, because it shows that. The plaque test also does that, which is where you put the plaque in the reed and then pull it forward. But I find that both do a good. These are my journals.
Okay. Do you write down measurements or the
well,
length
it varies.
of the reed?
This one is my practice journal, and so
Okay.
this kind of varies from time to time. I haven't been doing it recently, but when I was preparing for my recital, I found it to be really helpful to kind of know what I did every day
Okay.
and how to organize my week of practice, because you don't want to do one piece more than the others because you want them all to be great. So this is my practice journal. This is my opportunities journal, where I put down some things that I'm looking at doing. I write down the details for them, and so I can always look, and I don't have to go online every time I want to know what I'm doing.
Right.
And if it ends up not working out, then I just slash it through and then, keep on moving forward. And it doesn't have to be necessarily musical things either. It could be jobs that are in arts administration, or just something, maybe, someone said, oh, would you teach my kid how to play the oboe? And I would just write it down. This is my read journal, and it also fluctuates from time to time. I have found, and I haven't mastered a way to write down everything that I want about the reads, because they do change.
Right.
So recently, I've just been writing the qualities that I think the reed possesses. So I just maybe write down what it ended up being, the radius and the cane that I'm using. I don't have a micrometer, unfortunately. There is one at the school, but I usually do my work here. So that's something that I need to invest in, so I can get the measurements of the actual piece of cane. But, the characteristics. Like, some reeds need to be soaked for a long time for them to be really effective, whereas others don't.
Right.
That kind of thing. So that's where I am right now with the reed journal.
Okay.
That pile over there consists of Altoids cases that could have anything from pre-gouged cane to staples to oboe cane. Some of them are labeled. There's a whole box of used up razor blades. If you want to.
You keep them?
Well, I don't want to throw them in the trash and then have some person pick it up and cut their hand open. So I keep them in a box, and then I'll just put the box in the garbage, and it'll be a safer way for it to be.
That's very considerate.
There's a sharpening steel over there. That's what the leopard thing sticking out is. That's the cover for it. I have some old reed cases, an old radius gauge that I used to have. There's thread, beeswax, bags for stuff that, when you order things, they come in a bag, so I just save the bags. Because you never know when you might need a bag. Of course. Yeah. And then this is just my fun stuff. There's some movies. I like old-timey movies, so I occasionally watch them.
Yeah?
I have a little stuffed Pooh Bear. He's not a real Pooh Bear, but he's cute. I got it as a Easter gift one year. This is my motivational wall, I guess you could call it. My why statement was something that I had to do for a class my first semester of my master's degree. And I had to figure out why I do what I do. And it was really good for me to hash that out at the time, because sometimes you go along and you don't really know why exactly you're doing something. Because you'd been decent at your instrument, and people say you sound good, and you do well in competitions or whatever, but you don't know why you're doing it. So I had to do some soul searching for that one. Yeah. But yeah, to make a personal connection so that individuals have an emotional experience that reveals indescribable feelings. So for me, when I play, the idea is to touch someone in a way that they're moved and they walk away from the performance feeling different than when they came in.
Okay.
I like connecting with people in that way, because there's no other way to do that. I can't talk to someone and have them feel that way. I can't, hug someone and have them feel that way necessarily. I think music is really great, and one of the only things in the world that can do that for someone. And that's a big thing for me anyway.
Where do you find inspiration? If you're in a rut, or, I don't know. Do you have any, go-tos?
I read a really sad article about a girl who was dying from cancer.
Okay, yeah.
But, it was just saying that you have the power to change your life circumstances, and if you're really unhappy, then don't be unhappy. Do something about it and make your life different. And it really struck with me for some reason. So I wrote it down and I put it on my motivational wall.
Yeah.
As far as musical inspiration, that's a little more of a difficult question, because I think the music itself is enough for me to feel inspired. If it's a really great piece of music, I don't think I'm going to have a hard time imagining how I want it to sound or imagining what I want to do with it. Going to the PSO does help because they're fantastic. But yeah, if it's a good piece of music, I find that it's very simple for me to emote through it.
And now, going to the PSO and seeing them, is that something that you hope to be a part of one day? Not specifically the Pittsburgh Symphony, but something of that caliber? Or is that kind of a, we'll see?
It's a we'll see right now.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that I wouldn't enjoy that. However, I don't know if I would want to do that for my entire life.
I think it'd be really hard to get out of it not physically, but mentally.
Yeah.
More so. If you want a job and you're tenured for however long you want, then leaving that would be really hard, I think.
But if I never get it, then
you never have to worry about it. Yeah.
But it's not something that I'm opposed to.
Right.
To be in a symphony. I think I would prefer to be an English horn player in a symphony. I love the oboe, don't get me wrong, but I find that I really enjoy, and I don't play it as much as I should, but when I do play it, I find great satisfaction in the English horn. Yeah. I played it this morning and I had a great time.
It's beautiful. I do love the English horn.
Yeah, it has this nice tone quality.
Do you think that getting any more schooling is in your future? Do you see yourself working on a doctorate or anything?
No.
No. No.
Not right now.
Not right now.
I can't say never, because who knows how my feelings will change in the years to come. But right now, I'm worn out. I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
I want to see if I can actually do this as a profession and be a somewhat successful human being.
Mm-hmm.
My boyfriend's getting his DMA. He loves school. So for him, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
I just can't see myself doing that at all. Yeah. Even if it were somewhere different,